it.
I don't have it.
If you've tried In-N-Out fries, you've tried cardboard.
I thought I'd send you over into the 70s world with me.
Okay.
Join the join the 70s world. I've been grinding to Silk Sonic. That's what I've been. Have you listened to their new album? I should ask you right off the bat.
I have not.
You haven't listened to the new album?
No,
Are you a Bruno Mars or Anderson .Paak guy?
Oh, I like this. Okay, the Silk Sonic album.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about a band called Silk Sonic.
No, they're called Silk Sonic.
Oh, the duo, them two together.
That's what they're called. Yeah, they're new band.
I'm learning something new every day.
Yes.
I've listened to a few of them. It's got some good vibes on there. I've been listening to a lot of other genres, I guess.
Like what?
I've been heavy on the Larry June. Have you heard?
So now you gotta educate me on who Larry June is.
Larry June, he's from the Bay Area, kind of one of those Bay Area guys. So immediately, you should know what sound that is. Kind of like a Pilo, kind of like a mellow rap or like a R&B kind of vibe. And you just kind of when you're cruising, man, late night, throwing some Larry June.
Is he? So he's new. He's new, or is this like
he's on the come up?
So he's made music in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So Larry June, is he in that same, like, I think, you know who, a lot of people are like, oh, Dom, how do you not know Bay Area artists? I think Simon and Garfunkel, the guys who made Here's to You, Mrs. Robinson song on Forrest Gump. You know that song? Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson.
Oh, are they from the Bay?
They took a picture in front of the Golden Gate Bridge for an album cover, so I don't know if that necessarily means they're from the Bay. So maybe.
Could be.
Do they sound a little
They've been to the Bay.
They've been to the Bay.
Obviously had an influence on their music.
We've been to the Bay once before together.
That's right.
We actually, a long time. So we took I think we might have shared this story a while back, but me, you, a couple of our friends took what was their train station called to get into there? Or is it just
BART?
The BART. Yeah, because here it's the SLUT. And
I call it the SHIT because for good reason.
So we took the BART there, and we went to some, at the time, pretty hipster spot, I would say.
The Wharf. We went to
the Wharf, and then we were like a couple streets up, and we got breakfast, right?
Yes.
And would you say, like, now looking back at it, would you eat at an establishment like that, going in with 6 friends in high school like that? I don't think we picked the right place.
I don't know if we did enough research, because now I'm so seasoned in like finding a good spot to eat. Like I check Yelp, see what's the most reviewed, see what's the most, because you can't tell by the stars. All right, because there's so many things like 3.5 to 4 stars, so you got to sort by most reviewed, and that's where all the heads are going, right? Did we find that spot we went to on Yelp?
No,
I didn't look it up. I think it was it was like, oh look,
we're hungry,
food.
Yeah.
and then we ended up going. So now I'm looking at like Yelp and TikTok. TikTok's a good spot to find like spots to eat. But yeah, I think it was just the proximity factor that was affecting us the most.
Yeah, that was a crazy time. And at the time, high schoolers, us being high schoolers, we've never heard of like picking up the whole check. We're used to just like, oh, I got mine, I got yours, and they're like, we can only split it 2 ways.
Yeah. I remember.
And then one of our buddies, Ryan, who's also been on the show, I wouldn't bring up his name if he hasn't been on the show before, wouldn't pay for his food.
Because he didn't like it. Yeah, he's like, I didn't like it. I'm not paying. And he broke this news to us after he'd finished his meal, and God, what was it? It was, yeah, just didn't like it. And then they're like,
well, you ate it.
Well, only two. We can only split the check for 2 people. And I was like, shocking to us all. We were all like, only 2? Who's got enough dough for that? You know. So yeah, that was a funny time, man.
Dude, yeah. So that was a funny story in San Francisco, and we kind of walked through real quick. We went from downtown all the way down to the wharf and took the BART back. And now I'm looking back at it, man. That was a crazy time, you know, going to California. I mean, considering where we are now, look, we're in smoky Seattle.
Oh yeah.
And they say it's supposed to go down. They say the weather is supposed to be.
It was raining where I live.
Really?
Over out east, kind of tucked in the hills, man. It's I walked out, like, ground's all wet. The air is a little bit better, and then it's not raining in Seattle yet. I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow morning, so that'll finally clear up the air a little bit.
I'm trying to think of a place that I've been that's like bad air quality. I remember, you know, I'm just bringing us back memory lane. We first went to DC. We've actually traveled quite a few places now that I kind of think about it. We went to DC. It was my first time on the East Coast, and over there, man, it felt like I was swimming
in the air.
Yeah, that's how thick the air was. And I haven't experienced that since I've gone back because I haven't been to DC. But man, like, do you think people are thinking that way here? Like, oh my God, like smoky? Or do you feel like our humidity is different to people who aren't from here?
Our humidity is like very low. We have humidity, but you can't really feel it until a certain point. I have gone to the East Coast and Chicago, and it's a lot more humid. So you just walk out, you know, it's not that hot, but it's very humid. So you just start sweating, and it's just unbearable. I feel spoiled to have like the I guess the air quality and the stuff we have here, because if you're not used to it and you go over there, you're like, holy shit, this is awful. And I remember walking out of my friend's complex or built high rise that he was staying at, and we get down to like the ground floor and we walk a few blocks. Just, it's not like we're walking like power walking, we're walking hard. It's just, we're just walking, and then we have to like go into a store just to like get a break from the air because it's so like unbearable. Yeah. I've
never been to Chicago. It's one of the places I think I want to check out. What do you recommend for people who haven't been to Chicago? What should they check out? From what you've done.
From what I've done, I think the Magical Mile or Miracle Mile, something like that. It's kind of like just a shopping like strip that goes for like about a mile long, and so you have like all of your biggest stores are there, and then you have like there's like a huge like designer section, and I think it's just fun to go because there's like there's some celebrities you can run into. I've ran into like NBA players over there, and that part's fun. I think the Sears Tower, I think they call it the Willis Tower now.
Okay.
And you can do like the glass floor that's like 80 stories in the air. And but when I travel, I just go for food. I love getting like just like going to like the best restaurants I could find, because I think people travel through their stomachs.
Okay.
And that's a big thing for me. So I'm always looking at where I want to eat primarily, and then I guess there's tons of parks and stuff, and tons of great views, and there's so much history in a city like Chicago that you just kind of walk around and stumble on some history, I guess.
So is Chicago in your top 5 of all cities in the?
Yeah.
So for sure, like it's number 3 to you? Or do you put it at 2?
I would put it at 2, and I would say Seattle's number 1 just for me because I grew up here. I know I'm biased when I say that because knowing everything that's wrong with here,
Yeah.
I still love it. And I think it's my tie to like the land and like the views and the sports teams.
Yeah.
And, it's just, a bond I guess I have with the area. But yeah, if I had like a job offer in Chicago, I would take it.
Dang.
Yeah.
So if you had one so you had the same job offer that you would get in New York, you would take the one in Chicago.
Yeah, New York's dirty.
Have you been to New York?
I've been around it. I haven't been like I need like 2 weeks to actually go and explore every borough. But yeah, I think Chicago's like my number one like city I would move to. I had an offer for somewhere in Delaware, I think.
Damn.
They were like, we'll pay you this and all that, and I was like, can it be remote? Can I like still stay here and not have to go?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking around, I'm looking at the city, and it's like, who's my neighbor? George Washington?
Yeah.
Like I'm living in homes that Abe Lincoln built with his hands.
Yeah. So I'm looking at Delaware on the map right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you
It's like east. I can't remember.
You're not really next to anybody. Like
No,
you're close to New York.
It's close to New York, but who's living somewhere just to be close to New York?
What is the big city in Delaware? Like, you know how we have Seattle, there's Spokane, Tacoma, Bellevue.
I couldn't tell you. I'm not familiar with Delaware, but I'm sure people from Delaware would be like, I can't tell you either because there's nothing.
Okay, so their biggest city, oh yeah, the mic does that. The biggest city is Wilmington. Oh wow, I really butchered that. Wilmington. No, Wilmington.
Wilmington?
Wilmington.
Wilmington? Okay.
It has 70,000 people.
Wow. It's almost as much as Marysville.
I was about to say Marysville. Let's see. Marysville population.
Marysville is over 60 at least.
Yeah, that's no doubt. 69,000.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
that their biggest
Very
town is as big as Marysville. By population. And population here is what, 4 million in Seattle?
No, we're not that high. I don't even know if we're over 1 million.
Oh, okay. So there's not that much.
We're at like 800,000 to 1 million in Seattle, at least.
I wonder what the diversity is in Delaware. Because in Washington, we're majority
not
white.
Good. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And Delaware, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not really, like, I'm not trying to segregate or anything, but I know the South, there's, more of diversity. But I look at somewhere like Delaware. I've never been, no. So maybe there is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
doubt it. But
I don't think I could live in Delaware.
Seattle is, like, predominantly white, I think, by numbers standpoint. But it all depends on where you live. And I've lived in a few different neighborhoods of Seattle now.
Yeah.
And I'd say, North Seattle, it's predominantly white. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I enjoyed living there as much. Mm-hmm. Just like run-ins you have with like other people. It's like, it's just kind of awkward, and you're kind of I would compare it to like just cracking jokes at like
different type of vibe.
Yeah, just water cooler talk or something along those lines. And then living in the South Seattle when I was in school, I just like it a lot more because I felt like people. It's hard to say it, like put it in words, but it's a younger crowd and they kind of just get it, and it's a lot more diverse. It's predominantly like Asian and African American and just a bunch of different cultures all mixed into one, and then mixed into one area. So it's like you're getting a lot of like exposure to a lot of different like cultures, and that's when I feel more comfortable. It's when I can do that and talk to people about stuff like that. Whereas I wasn't getting that in North Seattle.
No, so what I've gathered from what you've said, your favorite cities to live in. So Delaware is 1. Well, Seattle. Okay, so Seattle. Honestly, Seattle 1, Chicago 2, and then we could easily go down this route of like which ones you like, but which cities have you gone and you're like, I wouldn't need to go back?
This might ruffle some feathers, man. But I would not want to live in any California city, just because there's so many people, and I think that's it. A lot of things stem from having too many people in one area, and I think it's just overpopulated, too expensive. You're getting taxed like crazy out there, and yeah, it's just way too much. Like the last few times I've been to LA to like visit for people, I'm like, I do not need to go back because driving's a pain in the ass. Like it's just so overrated, I guess.
You know, I think I have to join you in that, because I was thinking that those same things. I was actually talking to Quinn about it, and I go there and I have the same like recollection feeling, or you know, same feeling of like, wow, like this is just a vacation for me. Like there's some places I'll go, like when we went to, I'll be honest, I never thought I'd say this, but when we went to New York, I'd be like, you know what, if I had a job here for a year, I'd tough it out. I'd feel it out. And I'm not saying I would never live in LA, but I would rather live in, I don't really want to live in a big city though. Like, look, we're not even in the city right now where we are.
But we're still in Seattle, which is like, you know, Seattle's a very spread out city.
Yeah.
Not a lot of land mass in Seattle compared to like the Chicagos and LAs. Because,
they're like towns.
If you're an hour outside of Chicago, you're still in Chicago. Kind of like that's how much land they have. Whereas if you're an hour outside of Seattle, you're in Marysville. and like places like that. So Seattle doesn't have a lot of places to build up like that. So we get like suburb type neighborhoods like Ravenna and grouping in with like Shoreline area and Northgate. Yeah, it's I think the suburb kind of outside of the city is kind of where I would want to live.
Especially like getting your own. I've always thought of that like fantasy of like just being out far away from people and having your own thing. And then I don't mind driving 30 minutes to go get some groceries if I have to. But right now I live damn near closer to a grocery store. I think getting off to that, would be cool. But Chicago is definitely one of the next places I want to see. Yeah. You know what else I really want to see too?
Where's that?
Oklahoma. I really want to go to Oklahoma. People are like, why? But there's a lot of natives down there, and a lot of people doing cool stuff down there. That's where Res Dogs is actually filmed too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd want to check that out too. Maybe like a tournament or something. I really like Buffalo, of course. Where's the next place you think you got on in the U.S. that you think you want to check?
In the U.S.?
Yeah.
I think I've been wanting to go to Miami. Just because there's a lot of, I guess, Latin influence over there. And it would be truly something unlike I've ever experienced before. And, walk around, get a little unbuttoned collar, man. Yeah. Walk around, get some food and
get some paseo type stuff.
Yeah,
going on there.
Some like Caribbean, Cuban food, and just live that Miami lifestyle for a little bit, just to see what it's like. I think that's something I gotta experience at least once.
What about New Orleans? Have you seen there?
NOLA, yeah.
You've been to New Orleans?
I haven't been to New Orleans. Have I? No, I haven't been to New Orleans.
I want to see New Orleans.
And that I guess French influence that they have going. I don't know where it came from.
Is that what it is? French?
Yeah, like that. It's like Mardi Gras kind of vibe, and like it's a very like French meets swamp type of area, but yeah, it's and really good food, I've heard. Like the
Yeah.
best damn food you can find in like out of any city. But a lot of people, like, when I think of like athletes,
Mm-hmm.
people don't like New Orleans. They say that the food's really good,
But they don't like.
but they don't want to stay and play in that area for so long, you know? They want to go to like the big market teams. One, it's like a business decision. There's
Yeah.
more fans, more people who would support you if you played for that team, like the LAs, the New Yorks, the Bostons. So it's not a big of a market. So some teams would be like, oh yeah, I want to. Some players would want to play for, you know, a bigger market, but
Yeah, I mean, I look at New Orleans and I think, wow, like that's the dark arts down there.
Mhm.
That's what people say, you know, and maybe that ties into it. Maybe people are like, man, you know. So I know when I hear players, I think Zion Williamson, I think Drew Brees, I think Alvin Kamara. They don't have a baseball team. Louisiana don't have a baseball team.
no, I think they got like they might have like a
I know LSU.
Aqua Sox or kind of
Yeah.
something like that, but
But yeah, they don't have a baseball team. So I just think those people,
mm-hmm.
those athletes that come to mind first. People are, oh, Reggie Bush? Like, dude, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't see a lot of them wanting to stay. I mean, Drew Brees stayed through the hurricane. He was their hero. So he was kind of that guy. But everyone else is like, bro, who?
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, New Orleans definitely, or is it Nolans or however?
New Orleans.
Yeah, so
New
I
Orleans?
might sound funny saying it. So New Orleans and Miami, those would definitely be cool places. Oklahoma for me. I know some people probably be like, oh yeah, I've seen Oklahoma. But I wanted to talk about what you're up to.
Mm-hmm.
You're now on this you're like on a series now. Like a series regular almost. Would you say?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. I was like, serious? What?
Yeah, series regular. So I want you to what's going on with that? How did it
like
come about?
The YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was a YouTube's like channel, I guess,
Yeah.
brand, I think that I would call them now.
Yeah.
They have like some 10 million plus subscribers on there.
Yeah.
And so I started I wanted to get on because I was like, the things that they do just sounded fun, like guessing and like the scenarios they think of and put people in. I'm like, yeah, I think I could do it. It's like one of those game shows where you're like, oh, I'd be great at that.
Yeah.
And then you go on and you're like, well, shit, this is hard.
Yeah.
this is kind of difficult. So yeah, they bring me on to like, I applied for my first one and it was kind of like just an extra, just stand in the back of the line, let people guess things about you. So I was like, oh yeah, that's fun. And then I think it got to the point where I did 2 or 3 and they liked what I was saying or they liked what people would say about me in the comment section. And then eventually they were like, well, do you want to be the guesser? And I was like, ooh, I see how hard it is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to do that.
Yeah.
But you know, I've gotten to go on and guess a few like different things, and my biggest fear is like getting canceled on that show. But no, it's a lot of fun. They're good people over there. They treat me well, and yeah, I love going back, and it's a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun with it.
You know, that worried of being canceled is definitely something out there. I mean, I think about that too in the back of my mind when I'm on here. But thankfully, you know, I mean, I'm not saying this as like, oh yeah, I've had all these sponsors wanting to give me money and I said no. Like it's not to that, but it goes through me and like I could say, okay, yeah, I want to say that. But on something like that, I'm sure they could cut it if you say, hey, I don't want to put that in. They would do it. I'm sure, right? Or is it live?
I don't think so. No.
Really?
Like if I
say something bad.
say something and they're like, that's gold. That's gold. We're throwing that in there. But I don't think I say like cancel worthy things.
No.
Like I'm not like saying like, oh, I hope they don't hear me saying this. And you know, because I'm not even the type to, you know, say anything that would get me canceled anyways. But there's just some things that can be taken the wrong way. and without context, I think
Like what?
some things. Okay, well, there was one thing. It was one video I was in. It was like guessing ethnicities. And
Dangerous already.
it was something you don't assume on a daily basis, but they're like, it's YouTube, why don't you do it? And so I had Filipino, I had a card and had to match it to the person.
Okay, so that's not as bad. At least you weren't like, oh, you're Greek, and they're like, no. So they filled out what they were.
I had a card and tried to match it to whoever. And so I was asking this guy his hobbies. He's like, oh, I like to watch anime. And I was like, I could see Filipinos liking anime. I mean, anime's from Japan, and I'm Japanese, so I can say that, right? And I was like, and then the director's asking me questions, kind of like provoking me to say something.
Yeah.
And he's like, would you say anime is for Asian people? And I was like, I think Asian people watch anime. And then the comment section was like, just, tons of white guys. Like, anyone who's not Asian who likes anime was like, wow, how could you say something like that? And I was like, okay, chill. All right.
Dude, they had like a mob and pitchforks.
Yeah. They're like, I like anime. I'm not Asian. It was just a bunch of like people mad about it. And I was like, okay, well I could see like where you'd be like, that's not right.
Yeah.
But if you are mad that I said that, you are entirely choosing to be mad about it. You want to be mad about something, and that just pushed you over.
Dude, that's something. I mean, that's a really big community. Mm-hmm. I should say, like, they're
Oh, believe me, I felt it.
They're a big community. Like, they get mad about crazy stuff, and I get it. But yeah, they're a big community. I know they sell out like conventions, cosplayers conventions, anime conventions. You know who's actually has an anime convention now? Is it's called DreamCon. It's by RDC World.
Okay.
Yeah, so the guys who do, you know who that is, right?
RDC, yeah, they do.
Mark Phillips, like the guy who does like LeBron in the locker room.
Yeah.
After the game kind of thing. Those guys like made their own con or convention, and it's all about anime and stuff. And I know there's big ones. People are like probably gonna get mad at me now because I didn't bring up the number one knowing anime convention. I do want to check out a Comic-Con one day.
I think that'd be cool.
Would you go to Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, I would go. I've been to, like, we have the Washington State Convention, Evergreen State Convention Center. I don't know, one of the two.
Yeah.
And the huge one being finished right now, that's just an extension of the center, the convention center. And yeah, I've been to PAX West over there, and
I haven't been to that one.
it's like the gaming. And
When did you go to that?
I think it was 2019 or 2018.
That's dope.
Well before COVID, that's for sure. So yeah, someone had a ticket. I said, oh yeah, I'll go if no one wants to go with you. So slid me a deal for the ticket, and we walked around for a few hours. It closed in like 3 hours, so we left and sold our passes to the scalpers out front.
Damn.
They were buying it for more than what we had paid for it. So it was like we got to experience everything and then walk out.
Must have been like a big event going on, or maybe I don't know, maybe they made money off of it.
Yeah. Well, I got mine, so
yeah.
So.
I actually had a game developer on the guy who made. Have you ever played the game? I Made a Game of Zombies in it. Did we ever play that together on Xbox?
The what?
It's called I Made a Game of Zombies in it. His name was James Silva. I'll show you the game after.
What a name.
Yeah. We've probably played it, but I had him on and he was telling me about going to it this year. And I was like, oh yeah, dude, I'd love to go. He's like, well, it's kind of something you need like tickets for or to be invited to. And I was just like, oh, well then I'll catch up with you. I thought it was like small. And then I drive by the convention. I drop Quinn off at work and there's lines outside the door.
Yeah.
Like insane. I was like, damn, this is like a big thing. So I was like,
they're all like huge gamers. I don't want to say like nerds. Yeah, I don't know.
You gotta be careful with that
Yeah,
one too.
ooh, yeah. Don't want to offend anyone. No, but the gaming community is just super super funny. And like I was waiting in line like everyone else, and this guy in front of me was like, "Is this the line for the line simulator or something like that?" I was like, or he said, "Man, this line simulator is so lifelike. It's so,"
Dude.
And I was like, "Okay, yeah, this guy's just
He's got a good
dinking
one.
around. This guy's got a good vibe to him for sure, though."
Have you ever waited for a game in line? Like when
In
we were
line?
kids? Like
No,
Modern Warfare 2 release or Halo 3 or anything?
No, I never had a ride to go wait for something like that. I would get it like, no, I can't remember any game that I've like bought like the same day. There's a few games that I've tried to find, like when was that Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Switch came out. It was sold out for a long time. I was trying to find it, and I didn't have enough storage on my thing to like just buy like the digital
version.
copy.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shoot, just gotta go find the game, and went to GameStop, Target. I was like, well, damn.
Still couldn't get it.
Still couldn't, because no one had it. And so I was like, oh, well, all right, I'll just wait. So I just ended up waiting it out. But now I just get games digitally. It's just easier. It'll download when like before it comes out, but you can't play it till like that day.
Yeah.
So
way better.
Yeah, that's just what I do now. It's just easier.
Dude,
I would wait for shoes though. You know?
What shoes did you wait for? Because you're a pretty big shoe guy.
Yeah. It was like a collab of some sort. Back when you could still wait in line for sneakers and shoes.
Yeah, now you can't.
I was waiting outside Bait, Seattle.
Bape?
Bait?
Bathing Ape?
No, not Bait. BAIT.
Huh.
It's on I think it's Pike on Pike's, one of those streets.
Okay.
In Capitol Hill, and I was just standing there waiting. I was like not around the corner, but near the corner that the block's on. Waiting, get to the front. My size is sold out.
Dude.
I was like,
what do you do?
You can like buy like another size just to have the shoe.
Yeah.
And then like swap someone's sizes if they're willing. But I think I was just so defeated at that point. I just like started driving. I think at that point, so I was like, fuck, man, kind of, and just went back home. And I was like, damn, because the only size they had left were like, like bay sizes or something like that.
14 or size 6.
Yeah. So I was like, struck out. So
they didn't tell everyone either. They waited till you got up front.
They're not sold out. So they would tell everyone we're sold out, and everyone would kind of disperse, but they weren't sold out. They still had pairs, but
so why would they say they're sold out?
Yeah, so I'm not like I'm not a 14, I'm not a 13, I'm not like an 8 or a 7, so it's like it's take your losses, and
I got the Bordeaux's, I think, the day they came out. I've already sold them, actually. I may have.
You were holding on to those for a long time.
And I only sold them for what I bought them for still. But I'm like, hey, they kept their value.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. Actually, no, I lost money because I sold them for like 160, I think. So I bought them for 200, I think.
Yeah, I think they're.
But that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Considering, like what I was just telling you buy a car, it's like as soon as you drive off the lot, it's
half.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but yeah, so I got to ask you too, because I did my top 5 Jordan shoes the other day on my pod. And I should say people take it seriously, just off your own opinions. I should say people get butthurt about your own opinions. So let the people get butthurt about your opinions. What is your top 5 Jordan shoe, would you say?
Now, are you asking for like silhouettes, like the 1s, 2s? Are you asking like colorways? Like,
oh, see, look, you're already answering this probably better than I did, because I just went
the 1s.
I said the shoes themselves and the colorway, so those like count. So like if you say I said the N77s as one,
Mm-hmm.
so like which is the sevens in that colorway.
Mm-hmm.
So that if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. I would say like my number one. See, it's so hard. There's a lot of good shoes out there. Ranking's hard because it's like I appreciate so many different things about a lot of different ones.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the Chicago ones. Just put them at number one. It's so much history.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's the only Jordan with like the swoosh on it. So it's that was like a turning point and built a brand around one shoe, right? So all that goes into just not only the shoe but the brand that is associated just with that one silhouette, that colorway, that shoe. It's hard to beat.
So the Jordan 1s.
Yeah, Jordan 1s.
What colorway would you say then?
Chicago one? The Chicago, yeah.
Okay.
The Chicago, I guess honorable mention, the Fragments. See, I'm big on like Japanese brands and stuff, and that like cross amongst worlds, or like when worlds collide, you know, taking a Japanese brand and letting them do something to like the Jordan silhouette. That was it happened very early on. It wasn't like it was groundbreaking, I would say, compared to now when people can, like Travis Scott can take that shoe and mess around with it and do whatever they want to it, really. But the Fragment one is also up there, but
I've never heard of that or seen it.
It's
what shoe is it?
It's like it's a Jordan 1, but it's like blue.
Oh, it's their colorway.
But it's got that fragment blue color, and it's definitely up there for me too. But so yeah, I'd put like the Jordan 1 silhouette at number one. Number two, I would say the Jordan 3s.
I gotta see what those look like.
And I guess if I had to nail a colorway down, it'd be the Amamanier
Jordan
3s.
I'm gonna know them as soon as I see them. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So another, iconic, I think, first, like that Jordan dunk from the free throw line. Kind of, he was wearing the 3s. Lots of history. Just like an all-time classic shoe, not going out of style anytime soon. I got a few pairs. It's just, iconic. Solid number two, I'd say.
Okay.
3, I've been rocking with the New Balance 550s.
Oh.
Yeah, New Balance.
That's a Jordan?
No, New Balance, man.
This is like your top 5.
Top 5.
Shoes.
Are you talking top
Jordans? Just Jordans.
Just Jordans?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have a pair of the DeJounte Murray New Balances.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I should say they were stolen.
Uh-huh.
But they were really nice. I want to get a new pair.
No shade.
No shade. No,
shade.
not mad.
Not mad about it.
I haven't talked about it almost every other episode, but
I guess for Jordan that makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
So I have number 1 the 1s, number 2 the 3s, number 3 the 2s.
Really?
No one
Jordan 2s.
No one's like on the 2s like that.
I'm about to probably be like, yeah, bro, because they're not good. Watch.
Because people are like the 1s, 3s.
I will
4s.
say the 2s do get slept on. I don't rock. They don't. I think people don't like them maybe because they don't look.
There's not
like
much
Jordans.
It's simple.
Yeah. Okay.
I think there's a collab coming out. It's called like Private Selection. I think they're like pine green or money green, and those are must cops for me, man. I'm walking out the store with those.
Coming out soon.
I think later on this year or maybe early spring next year.
Jordan 2's Private Selection, you said?
Private Selection, I think it's called.
Private Selection.
I have a picture of it.
Okay, let's see here. Oh yeah, these look dope.
Is that the right one?
Actually, I would move my computer, but I don't want it to mess up the
audio.
Yeah.
Let me.
Is that it?
This
is why I need a computer over like a TV.
I think that's close. Let me.
While you're looking that up, I'm gonna check our cameras real quick.
The private selection. Right here, man. I'll have to send you the pic so you can bloop, pop it up.
Okay, yeah.
But
those look. You know what? Those are something I would see you wear.
Yeah.
It's like it's Boston looking.
Boston look.
Okay,
yeah.
So you have the 1, the 3s, and the 2s. And then what? You have your last
4s. Gotta go the 4s.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you're just going 1 through.
The wings
5.
on the sides, the mesh panel on the middle. There's so much going on.
I can never remember
but it all works so seamlessly that. So you got like the I guess the color would be like the white cement 4s.
That's what I said. The Oreos or the white cements. That's what I called them.
And they've got every colorway's got like a white cement or bread colorway. Yeah, 4's classic. Now my 5th. So the top 4, those are shoes that I would all wear. Like I would wear those.
Yeah.
And I feel like they fit my persona well, because they're leather sneakers. I'll wear leather shoes pretty much everywhere, leather suede. But 5, I'd say the 11s.
Yeah, I feel like it's a really safe pick.
Yeah, the patent leather, that was just different at the time. It kind of changed like basketball shoes as we know it. It's kind of like another turning point for them.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Space Jam, the Concords, it had such a profound impact on like sports, I would say. And it's just so iconic that people love them. And I like them, but I would never wear them. I think they look weird on me.
They're one of those shoes that they're good to look at. I agree. Like I see, and also there is some like if I see these shoes like above a size like 12, I'm like they don't look that good.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because there also is some shoes that like I'm like those don't look good on small feet either. I don't know what I feel like I could be pissing people off, but
yeah, no, there's
know what I mean.
I would say like for Jordans, I size down just because I don't want them to be too big.
Yeah.
On my feet. Because they can be loud.
Yeah.
And they can oftentimes be like the loudest thing you're wearing.
Yeah.
So I like to like size down a little bit and get like a 10, and just so it's like smaller, less profile.
Yeah.
Than if I were to wear my size. But yeah, so some of them are just like, well, those are bulky. You look like a duck walking in there.
I should say. Your second pick, your third pick, the 2s, I think are one of those ones that you could definitely wear, and it's not like he's wearing Jordan. Like it's not like letting the whole world know.
It's low key. That's kind of like what I'm.
Yeah.
What I go for now. Just I don't wear a lot of brands or like big brands. Like I'm not like wearing something on my chest like that anymore. But I like flow. I like. Kind of like there's a zen to them almost. Like there's a vibe you get from them, and it's not like huge brand. Like the ones you get that fat check Nike swoosh on the side. Everyone knows what you're wearing.
Yeah.
2s, not a lot of people would, if you're casual about knowing shoes like that. People probably wouldn't look at the 2s like oh kind of.
Yeah.
I feel like, but if people know, they'll be like, respect.
11s, I say, are pretty loud.
Very loud shoe.
Very loud shoe. But like I was telling you, N7s I think are my favorite. I really like the 7s, but the thing is, when I wear them, they're bulky. They're big.
N7s?
Just the 7s.
Or the 7s, yeah.
They're like thick shoes. So when I wear them, I'm like, this has to be like kind of like what you were saying. I gotta wear like nothing else. I feel like like just non-brand shirt, just like kind of black pants, and then those pop the whole outfit.
Yeah.
And occasionally I kind of like them too because I wore Jordans on both my graduations. I didn't get to wear them on third because COVID, so I did not have them on.
I wore dress shoes in high school.
Did you?
Graduation. Didn't wear sneakers. And then college graduation was at home.
Yeah.
I didn't get a college graduation.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I was saying. Like I just watched it.
The saddest part about that was my freshman year.
Yeah.
Going to UW, I was going to get these purple Louboutins. They're like a deep purple, like the red bottom kind of thing. They were $1,200.
Damn, you're about
retail,
to do that.
and I was like, I'm gonna save up. I'm gonna get these for my graduation, kind of like as a gift.
Yeah.
And then they're purple. Graduating from UW made sense to me at the time. I was like, as much as like $1,200 shoes could make sense to someone, I guess, but. And then COVID hit, like when I was a year away from graduation, and then that just went completely out the window. They didn't even put me on the slideshow. I wasn't even on the slideshow. I was missing, and I was like, okay, go,
dude.
And then they sent me my diploma late. Like I got it like a year after I graduated. And I didn't get like the cover.
Yeah.
I just got this sheet of paper. It's kind of bent. I'm like,
they're like, that's your problem, man.
Screwing me over even after graduation.
The one thing that we all want is the paper, and then they still don't even perform on that or come through.
Yeah.
I just did the Native Center graduation at Wazoo, and then so it was like a really short one, and then I skipped the big huge one. So I might have been like.
You just saved like 3 hours of your life you're not getting back, and you're just sitting there baking in the sun.
It was all remote anyway.
Yeah,
because it was all college, and but I'm looking at So what I did was my community college I graduated to get into Wazoo originally.
Right.
Was blue and white, and so that's when I bought those high top Sakai's, and those were blue and white, and I spent like $300 and. I actually bought those and the N7s on the same day.
Balling
out. I'm cashing out. I'm wearing one of them for grad, and I ended up wearing the Sakai's. And I want to sell them, but they're a blazer. They're a Nike blazer.
Right.
So they're hard to put on, and they have two tongues. So like everything is doubled. That's the thing about the
twice
shoe.
As hard.
Yeah. So it's twice as hard to put the shoes on, and but they look cool. Like I wore them when I worked at Nordstrom for a little bit too, and. I got the eyes like, oh, those are dope, but I'm like, yeah, but it's like putting on roller skates, dude. Like,
the Blazers.
Yeah.
Oh, those came back with a vengeance, right?
Dude,
I think they're like an 80s, 70s style shoe. 90, I don't know when they came out. Doesn't matter. But those came back with a vengeance. Everyone goes to the gym.
Has them on.
Or the Nike Vandals or the Blazers, they're throwing them on, and it's a great shoe. It looks good. I can't knock them. Simple. Everyone has them. But, it's a simple, good-looking silhouette of a shoe. And, but fuck, I bought a pair.
Yeah.
And I've had them for a while, and they take so long to break in.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever break in.
No, I don't. The backside is stiff.
And I noticed, I was like, wearing them, I was like, oh, these are finally comfortable. Like I can wear these. And then I look down at them. There's a hole. I put a hole like in the like kind of where the sole meets the shoe. It kind of like it's not like my sock was sticking out, but it was kind of like ripping.
The backside where your heel is kind of.
Yeah, it was like lifting off from the sole, and I was like, wow, it makes sense. They're finally comfortable.
When you broke them.
Broken.
What the heck?
So they're shoes like that, man. They bite back at your heels, and it's ugh. But
my favorite shoe, the Cortezes, which I was buying. I probably bought a total of like 30 of those shoes over the past like 6 years when they were out. They're gone.
Keep them crisp.
They don't sell them no more.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh well, I'll just go buy them on StockX or Goat or wherever people Finish Line or whatever, and $210 to buy a pair now.
Just a plain Jane Cortez.
Yeah, just the ones, the Forrest Gump ones I would get, and I was like, what the hell, man? Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing with shoes. It's like, I even said that. I was like, man, I got to stock up. And I even bought, I thought they were going to remove them. So I bought 2 extra pairs. And I like kind of, I don't like wearing super old shoes. Like, nothing wrong with people who do. But dude, my feet, I got to use that like foot spray. Because I'll be wearing them to the gym or something. I run in them or I work out in them too.
Those
so
are the not dailies. Yeah.
They're not just relaxation shoes. So yeah, basically saying my feet do stink in that situation.
Well, there's no vents, right? It's a leather shoe.
That's
so,
why.
you know, you gotta get some, I'd say like a lot of people, I think it's more of like a European thing. Like the Asics, the New Balance, the people are big on those like classic runners, and even like some of the Adidas, the old Adidas, they're really coming back.
Stan Smiths?
No, they're like just like the running shoes, like the New Balance 990s.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
picture so everyone knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, the 990s, they have like 5 different versions, and they're all like very neutral, very gray, which is very in right now.
Yeah.
So people are wearing a lot of those, and I'm glad because they're very comfortable.
Dude, I love New Balance.
Very comfortable.
If I always choose New Balance on 2K when they want me to get sponsored by someone, and it's partly because Kawhi did. I'm a big Kawhi Leonard fan, and I like New Balances, bro. Like their basketball shoes are cool. I like what I like the direction they're in because they're kind of like, we're staying who we are. You could come to us if you like, but we're gonna keep pumping out the dad shoes. We're gonna keep pumping out, but they've been kind of like getting fancy with the simpleness.
Yeah,
you know,
there's like I would call it elegant.
Yeah,
they're trying to appeal to like the elegant like silhouettes, because there was a brand ALD, and I bought the shoes, but they went back to like the 80s of when New Balance made this shoe, and it's from the 80s, the exact silhouette, and there's people like playing in them. They have pictures on like NBA courts from back in the day, but no one would like go crazy over them because at the time there was like the Reebok pumps and like the kind of like the gimmicky Air shoes that Nike had at the time, and everyone was like, those are like the cool shoes from the day. So these ones didn't have really like any tech in them like that, so they went under the radar. Everyone forgot about them, and so this brand saw them, brought them back, and with their own like colors and stuff, and man, they were like $100.
What are they called?
ALD 550s.
Okay, we'll look these up. And that was a story. They like captured that story and like,
and that like helped push out the shoe.
New Balance. Say it again.
550s.
550 Alm de Delaware.
ALD. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aim Leon Dore.
Oh yeah, I have seen these.
And so I have the green pair. Cause me, green.
These look like they give me another inch to my vert.
Yeah, They're like that chunky shoe people like. But yeah, it was a nice silhouette, and now I got 2 pairs, but they're so comfortable.
Wow,
unbelievably comfortable.
That's the thing about New Balance is they're super comfortable, and then Asics you also mentioned, they're really comfortable too.
Yeah, I don't have Asics. Just because, I have things that look similar. But I love a lot of the stuff they push out. It's very like old school runner kind of vibe.
We're getting older, man. We're talking about comfort now. We're not caring about more of the.
Yeah. No brand. No, I'm not like a big brands. I mean, I guess like as far as like where that intersection of style and comfort happen, I do lean more towards comfort now.
Yeah.
Whereas like what I would have thought was stylish, I guess, in my college days or my high school days, like the big brands and things, but now I like stuff where it's like
no brand.
No, it's no brand, but if you know, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like oh, where's that ring from?
Yeah.
You know, if you know about, you know, like the rings and like that that's jewelry accessory accessory space, you would know where I get my stuff from. But it's not loud anymore. It doesn't have huge brands on it, no logos.
I should bring up the point. This is something I've been wanting to talk about for a while, actually. So you're a big NBA guy.
Huge, yeah.
Huge NBA guy. And I know you could respect the retro jerseys as much as anyone, such as Toronto, and I would like to even say Detroit, Phoenix, you know, the Sonics.
Boston. Still rocking their retro jerseys every year.
Their earned jerseys. Yeah. I've been low-key hating on the new jerseys that have been coming out. And I think that the hatred comes from, I feel like these teams are getting bailed out by the throwbacks, because you could bring back, like how the Pistons just brought back the throwback Pistons and that look.
Like the horse.
Yeah. The colorway in Memphis brought back the thing, and that's dope. But like, how long can you do throwbacks until you got to be like, all right, this is us now? And the past is part of who you are, which is I get. But what I'm trying to get at is new jerseys that these teams are making, they're too simple. Like Cleveland's new jerseys, too simple.
Cavs or just a C.
Yeah, and like what I think it's coming from is that teams are trying to base off of just kind of like the vibe and the town type thing, and they're kind of shying away from the team name. So such as Toronto, the Raptors are kind of like, oh, we're the six, we're the people of Toronto.
The North, the North.
Yeah, like the North, but they're not just the Raptors. Because when the Raptors had that dope jersey, I don't really know what I'm saying, but I'm trying to say, like,
I get what. Let me try.
Yeah.
I think a big thing, as far as like teams go, is people want to go minimal.
Yeah.
They want to go minimal. And so I don't know if you've seen the Jazz new jerseys.
Yep.
The Utah Jazz. It just says
the Ducks jerseys.
Jazz. And two huge, it looks like something the Oregon Ducks would wear playing football. And so it's just like, I think minimalism has been like a growing trend for not only like sports, but just everything. Like, look, just total brands, like just Crate and Barrel. Like you walk in, it's like, wow, so minimal.
Yeah.
And but they're shying away from, I guess, the brand and going just minimal.
Yeah.
And focusing on the town that they're from, like the Toronto or Boston. Boston hasn't had new jerseys since they became a team. So I can't really relate to like people who get to like see these new jerseys, because Boston's not changing. I mean, they get like one new jersey a year, but they wear it like twice.
Yeah, they wore those opening ones where it was like slanted and italic, but that was it.
That's paying homage to Bill Russell.
Yeah.
RIP.
Is that what it is?
It's the Bill Russell jersey, inspired by Bill Russell.
I didn't know
they got
that.
11 diamonds on the side to symbolize his 11 championships.
Wow.
And but yeah, I think the people often like the jerseys from the 90s because they were so associated with the mascots, I think. So like the Sonics jerseys from the late 90s, they were like the early 90s, they had the Space Needle.
I guess that kind of has the town.
And that's the town, but it's in a logo.
Yeah.
Right? It's a logo. People love the logo. The old school Raptors with the raptor on the chest, and that was, the mascot had a heavy influence. The Grizzlies, with the grizzly on the, and they're shying away from that, which is, I think, it's a damn shame.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
I gotta agree, man. I mean, I look at even Phoenix is doing it too.
Yeah,
but because the Phoenix, the ball and the sun is kind of like shying away, and they're kind of becoming more of like. Actually, no, I think the sun's still on there. Just that though.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, what is your favorite jersey of all time? NBA jersey, of course.
NBA jersey, all time.
It's a hard question.
It is a hard question. I think I'm gonna have to stick with my team, the Celtics.
Really?
It's
timeless.
So at first I was like, this is boring. Being a fan of this team because they wear the white Celtics, and then when they're away, it's the green Boston, and it's same silhouette every year. But now that I'm appreciating the history, like Paul Pierce wore that same jersey. Kevin Garnett wore that same jersey. And there's like subtle differences because it's not like Reebok or Adidas. It's now Nike. But it's just classic. It is a classic. It's never going to go out of style. Yeah. Right? No one's going to be like, man, those jerseys are ugly. Like there's some ugly jerseys, right? Yeah. Like the gold or bronze, like Mavericks jerseys. Do you remember those?
I do.
Those were hideous.
They tried bringing them back.
They wore them once and never. Or the graffiti Mavs jerseys.
Oh no!
From like a few years ago.
I'm looking these up. You know what? That's a better question. What is the worst jersey you've ever seen?
I think the Mavs jerseys from the graffiti one.
Dude, I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, they did wear these for a while.
Those are ugly,
bro. This looks like a team. Like they'd wear this. Like this looks like a Fortnite skin.
Yeah. I saw those and I was
Luka
like,
wore them too.
That has to be a joke, and it wasn't.
Was it a paying homage to like an artist maybe?
Oh well, they need to say that more if it was, because I didn't hear about it.
I think they tried to play off the Nets doing that, because the Nets did that with that one guy that they let that one artist with all the colorful. What's his name?
Basquiat.
Yeah, so he came in, but his looked like.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah, so like he made it look.
But he's from Brooklyn, and he's tied. Like when people think of Brooklyn artists, they think of Basquiat and like what he did, and he has that like. It's so simple, but the crown, on like all of his work, they put that on the shorts. That's one of the best jerseys of all time.
You think so?
I think like as I've grown up and appreciated like art as a medium for people, when I first saw those, I immediately knew it was a Basquiat like inspiration, and I was like, wow, that's cool. That is a dope jersey.
Yeah, I think. I really like the Brooklyn Nets jerseys. They're you can't really mess up black and white, or like they're gray or off black or what you would say. But I'm a sucker for the Spurs' old jerseys, the Fiesta jerseys. Those are dope, classics. But I like how the Spurs are like classic as well. But I think my favorite got to be, I really like the old Orlando Magic ones that just said Magic with like the logo and the
pinstripe and
the ones that T-Mac would wear. Yeah, but they kind of had like the Magic like in the jersey too.
Yeah,
and it's just said Orlando or Magic, and those were dope. And then of course the Raptors. But yeah, other than that, we're about an hour in, so I wanted to give this space to you to say anything that I forgot to say, or anything that you got else coming on, where people could find you and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I'm going to be on that series we were talking about. It's weird reading things about people, things people will say about me that don't know me.
What's the funniest one you've got?
Oh gosh. Some of them are very nice, man. Some
really?
of them are like, wow, that guy's, pretty stylish guy.
Yeah.
But then there's the ones that are like, just dudes
trying to be funny.
No, they're just like, damn, he's got hella cake or something like that. I'm like, okay, calm down. And it gets very uncomfortable and really quick. But I think just those are always fun to go on and catch me on those. And other than that, I'm just.
So what is it called?
It's called Cut.
So if you look up on YouTube.
Cut, you'll see me in like some thumbnails and stuff, and you can click on them. I'm mostly on the lineup ones because I don't do the blind dates. I don't do the
yeah.
obviously I don't do a few of them, but yeah, no, they're a lot of fun, and they're everyone whose efforts go into making those videos. They're all like great people. So yeah, that's what I'm up to. Other than that, I'm just exploring the town, checking out more food spots, and just living life as one should.
Yeah.
So take care, brush your hair, kind of.
Yeah, that's the you get to wake up and just check things out, and yeah, dude, I think you said a really good thing. Listening that really stuck out to me was traveling through your stomach.
Yeah.
A lot of people like when I go to LA, I know we were kind of bashing In-N-Out for sure, bro. But oh yeah, before I should close this out, is it In-N-Out or Dick's for you? Dick's is a hamburger spot out here before everyone gets all well.
Whoa, pause.
Yeah.
They're different.
They are.
They're very different. In-N-Out's a fast food burger, and there's different types of burgers. There's like the artisan burgers. There's the homemade style burgers. The fast food burgers, and then the drive-in diner kind of burgers. I would say, I would prefer the Dick's Special over a burger from. I would say, yeah, the meal. I would go Dick's. The fries, the tartar sauce, the burger itself. That's good. Have you tried fries from In-N-Out?
They're pretty simple.
Have you tried?
They're cake, right?
Have you
cake fries?
No, they're just like little shoestring fries.
I don't think. Yeah, I think you're right. Their fries aren't the best.
Their fries are awful.
I can't really remember it. I don't have it.
If you've tried In-N-Out fries, you've tried cardboard. You have tried Home Depot cardboard. Is what?
No.
Yeah.
In-N-Out.
It's that
I
bad.
have tried their fries. Yeah, they're pretty underwhelming.
They, you see them, they're like, oh, fries. You eat one, and you're like, ugh.
I'm gonna eat my burger.
Ugh. Yeah, like, I've always been raised to finish my food.
Yeah.
Like finish your damn food kind of thing. But when I see those fries, I'm like, I don't need those fries.
Or when you get a bag of fries.
You get a cookout. You put the plate upside down when you throw it away, because I don't know. Someone's dish was, ooh. That's how I feel about those fries.
Do you try my potato salad? Yep. Yeah, real good.
Yeah, I took a big spoonful. It's in the trash.
They're like, oh, then what's always funny is when someone calls you out, like the auntie walks by, like, oh, someone didn't finish their plate, and then your brother or cousin, that looks like Brock's plate.
You're like, yeah. Then you're stumbling on your words. You're like,
that was my second plate.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm kind of full. There was a fly flew in it. A fly flew in it.
I saw a hair, and they're like, what?
Yeah.
And everyone starts getting grossed out.
I was like, it wasn't cooked in. It fell in. I just didn't want to eat it.
Could have been mine.
Yeah.
But you never know.
I messed it up.
And then, but you know what? I've heard some. I've definitely heard some people dislike Dick's fries, though. What's up with these burger chains having controversial fries, man? I don't think it's that hard.
Everyone has a preference.
What's your favorite then? Top three.
Top three
fries.
I've got a favorite.
Anywhere.
I've got a favorite fry.
Oh, I got one. I'll say it on three.
All right.
3 or on 1. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. McDonald's.
Popeye.
What?
Popeyes.
Oh, Popeyes. I think you said Popeye. I was like, bro, hipster pick.
I don't even know what that is. But no, Popeyes.
I don't know what it is either.
Popeyes Cajun fries.
Huh. You know who has good Cajun fries? Is Ezel's.
Ezel's, yeah.
Okay, so Popeyes.
Popeyes, yep.
Cajun fries is number 1.
Number 1.
What's 2 and 3?
They're the best fries, honestly. I don't know. McDonald's is up there because it's like classic.
McDonald's fries.
That's
dude.
like the first French fry people have.
Yeah.
Right. And then I think Wendy's is pretty good. They got like
They're fresh
the
ones.
thick fries are fresh. You know, you know what you're getting there. You know who has really bad fries?
Who? Burger King?
Chick-fil-A.
They're bad. You have to put the only.
Some people love their French fries, and it's like
I like waffle fries.
I get it, but it's I you know I like waffle fries too. But have you had their fries and you gone through the drive-thru and they forget your sauces?
It's the worst.
If you need sauce to make your fries good, you don't have good fries.
They're mid.
They're mid fries. No flavor. It's just starch, and yeah, they're just not good.
Yeah, if I have to drown it, if I have to get more than just one sauce, because that means there's a scarcity aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll get one like at McDonald's fries. I'm like, oh, they forgot them. Oh well. But
Just
Chick-fil-A, I go, yo.
I need some sauce to get
I was like,
these
I don't
down.
need just one barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
I need two, because even if I have one and I have to eat a couple without the sauce,
Not good.
I'm in trouble.
It's like they're like mini Popeyes biscuits. You know, just
I will say Chick-fil-A has really good strawberry lemonade though.
okay.
Kind of sugary
See,
though.
I don't get like the lemonades or
Yeah.
like I think I've had they have like the frozen
Peach
lemonade.
shake they have there. I haven't tried milk, but
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't get like the drinks anymore. I just, you know,
get water.
I usually have something like water or like a coffee or matcha. So Seattle, but
Oh, man, dude, I'm trying to think of the best. Yeah, so McDonald's for me, I would go. I like. I've heard some people like Burger King's fries. They're too cakey for me.
I think yeah, they're kind of fluffy if
Too
I
fluffy.
remember.
I don't like that.
Yeah. And plus, you only get 3 when you go. They're in like the little cup.
Arby's curly fries, but I feel like that's not fair to compare curly to regular.
Yeah,
Is it?
curly's obviously a better
Fry.
I don't know why.
I like Arby's curly fries more than like the fair fries. Okay, this might be a very controversial topic here.
Like the basket of fries you get.
I don't like the big basket of curly fries.
I don't like fair food at all.
Dude, like if I get a brick of curly fries, like it's good, I'm gonna eat it, but it just feels like I'm eating the fryer.
Yeah,
Because I don't mind if it's spread out, like kind of shuffled around, and you know, but it's like they're putting it on there, and like if you were to take the brick off, you could just deep fry it again if you wanted to.
No, fair food is not it. You know, once you start eating real food, and you're just, I'll have something like, you know, like super processed and stuff, and think I'm like gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be so good, and then I eat it, I'm like, I feel sick,
or you get a headache. I thought that. Okay, so I remember when I was really young, real young, went to the fair, Marysville Fair. Thought it was the coolest thing in my life. Walked around, got dropped off. Pick me up later, Mom.
Pocket full of change.
Went up to the fair food and got a deep fried Oreo. So this is gonna be so bomb. Which it was when I was young, like 8. About 2 years ago, they had them at Boom City, and I was like, "Oh, deep fried Oreos, man! I haven't had one of those in so long."
Yeah, you get all excited.
I was so excited. They even put powdered sugar on it. I was like, "Dude, this is
the nostalgia."
Hit. Took a bite, and I swear to you, instant headache. Like,
yeah,
I swallowed it. I'm like, I had enough sugar for the day.
Ew. Yeah.
And I don't know if it's like, but then also I look at it the opposite side of things. Like I'll have Brussels sprouts or I'll have like vegetables. I'm like, that was hit the spot. I'm starting to appreciate things that like actually make me feel good. You know,
I think when you're young, you like the fast food. It's easy. It's, but if you haven't grown out of it, you know, at a certain point, I think it was when I started buying my own groceries in like college and stuff, and like living on your own. I would shop at Costco. Yeah. Just because it was close, and you know I worked there for so long, and it just dawned on me that like everything I was buying was organic. Yeah. Because they have so much organic, and it wasn't even intentional. It was like the stuff that I thought was good and like started eating more of was just happened to be organic, and so like those whole ingredients, they do taste better.
You know, I gotta agree with you. You know, I agreed with what you said about the traveling through food, but I think the thing I really agree with you on is the fry thing. If you need sauces, it's mid.
Yeah.
I've said that before with dessert.
Uh-huh.
If you need ice cream to go along with your dessert, mid.
It's mid.
It's like, I can't. And here's the thing. This is not to be confused with just complimenting each other. Like, pie and ice cream go good together.
Yeah.
You know, but if it's like, you're like, yo, you have to have ice cream with my cake.
I need something to wash this down.
That's what it is.
Then it's probably not good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. I think I got everything off my chest that I need to tell you, and yeah, where can people find you on social if you're open to let people know?
The IG, Brock Carter _ and then I'm trying to remember. I have a lot of fun on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make a lot of TikToks, but I think TikTok's my favorite social media.
Mm-hmm.
But that it's Brock C. It's just picture of Squirtle, hard to miss. And then that's really it. That's all I'm using now. So
you chose Squirtle then as your start.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yep, Squirtle.
Same here, bro. Well,
fire's too easy, man. I need a little challenge in my life, you know.
Dude, I agree with you. Well,